Good morning, students. I, Professor Rajeshwari Sharma. Welcome back to the e-learning session of GS College of Commerce, Varda. And in my previous lectures, we have started with the first unit, that is Indian Economy and Planning. And under the same unit, we have started with our first chapter, that is Economic Planning. Under this chapter, we have seen the meaning, introduction, features, history, and the types of economic planning. In today's lecture, we are going to see the objectives of economic planning. So, as I have told you in the earlier lectures as well, economic planning is a process whereby central authority plans the allocation of resources in such a manner that all the sectors of economy can grow and develop, and the achievement or the accomplishment of particular objectives can be done in the given time period. So today we are going to see what are those objectives whose accomplishment needs to be done by the way of planning. So let's start with the objectives of economic planning. So first one is economic growth. As we have discussed earlier, when India has got independence, so Indian economy was in a shape of stagnation. It was growing at very moderate or negligible rate. The GDP was growing only at the rate of 2 to 3%, which was very modest and negligible. So the first and foremost objectives of economic planning was economic growth. Now the question is how economic growth can be achieved. So it can be achieved by increasing GDP, per capita income, national income, etc. And all these factors can be increased by increasing the industrial production, agricultural production, etc. Therefore, in economic planning, the planning for the various sector has been done. The target for the various sector has been set so that the production can be increased and the GDP, national income, per capita income can be increased for achieving the economic growth. But when we are talking about the country like India, which was an underdeveloped economy, so in such countries, generally the per capita income is found to be very low. And for per capita income to be increased, there is necessary that the rate of growth of national income should be higher than the rate of growth of population. Therefore, increasing the per capita income in the countries like India is bit difficult. The second one is full employment. When we are talking about the full employment, so here it refers to the full employment of resources of production like land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. All these resources should be fully utilized to their fullest capacity in optimum manner so that production can be increased, more and more employment opportunity can be created, and the standard of living can be increased, and the full employment situation can be created in the country, and the problem of unemployment can be removed. So full employment was the second objectives of economic planning. Third is reducing inequalities of income and wealth. See, basically it is found in all the countries, but as far as the India is concerned, it is found at very large scale. Even today, we have the billionaires, we can give them examples of many businessmen here, and we have the people who are living below poverty line. What does it indicate? It indicates the inequalities in distribution of income and wealth. According to a survey, top 10% of people of India holds approximately 77% of national wealth, and remaining 90% shares only 20% of national wealth. It is the situation today, and the same problem of inequalities in income and wealth was prevailing at that time too. So for reducing this problem, many measures has been taken by the government. Like they have adopted to the progressive tax structure. Progressive tax structure is where the more tax is charged on more income, so that tax can be collected from the rich people and it can be utilized for the beneficial of the poor, so that the inequalities in the income and wealth can be reduced. Fourth is socialistic society. See, the main objective of planning in India was economic growth along with the economic development. Therefore, the main objective of planning is to set a socialistic society. Socialistic society is a society which is based on the principle of equality and justice, where everybody is having equal right to the resources, where the exploitation of any of the factor of society is abolished, is checked. That is the socialistic society. So the objective behind achieving the socialistic society in economic planning was to give the better opportunities to the weaker section of the society in order to improve their standard of living. So achieving the socialistic society was one of the objectives of economic planning in India. The next one is self-reliance. When we are talking about the self-reliance, so what does mean by self-reliance? Self-reliance means reducing our dependency on another nations. Like I have told you, when the nation has got independence and before the period of economic planning, India was in a very bad shape. We were dependent on other nations even for meeting with our basic requirements like food. So in order to reduce this dependency on another nation and achieve the state of self-reliance, India has made the different targets in its plan. And the main objective, the main measure that has been taken to achieve self-reliance was to reduce the imports and adopt the export promotion measures. So self-reliance was another objective of economic planning. The next one is poverty removal. As we all know, since independence, India has been facing the grave problem of poverty. So in the period of economic planning, in different plans, various measures have been taken for the poverty removal by way of providing the employments. Okay, employment opportunities, and many grants and the subsidies has been given under the many schemes, and the many schemes like IRDP, that is Integrated Rural Development Program, Antyodaya scheme, minimum wages scheme, distribution of surplus land to the poorer and landless farmer has been adopted for the poverty removal in different plans. Next is modernization. See, when the India has got independence, so we were a feudal and colonial economy, and it was almost impossible to make growth in such a structure. Therefore, India has given importance to the modernization under its various plans. See, earlier when we have got independence, so in our national income, most of the proportion used to be from agriculture. Most of the people used to be dependent on the agriculture for their income, for their survival. But then later on, the provisions have been made under the different plan, and the structure has changed in such a manner that most of the proportion of national income has started coming from the industry. So in this way, under modernization, the structural and institutional changes has been made in order to get the growth and development in the economy. So these were the objectives of economic planning. Thank you.